Hello and welcome to Model Kit Stuff, and welcome to episode 11 of our build of the Endeavour by Amati. And today we're tackling figure 10, and the instructions simply tell us to continue with the mounting of the pieces as illustrated. Fair enough. So we're putting the roof on and a forward bulkhead section here. So it amounts to 4 parts in total. So let's remove the parts. So we want part 17, which is actually attached by 2 tabs. That's part 17. We want part 18, which is this large one here. And then we want parts 20 and 21, which are identical, and that's those 2 parts there. And we can separate those 2 parts from their tab in the middle, and then you should now be fairly proficient at this and got a good understanding of what we're doing. We're going to clean the tabs up with a flat file. You can use a sanding stick, or even better, an emery board if you don't have a flat file. Okay. So these are our 2 side pieces. Then we have a central piece on the top, and I think we might do something slightly different to the instructions here. So we're going to give you a couple of options. We're going to build it, show you how to build it as per the instructions, and then I'm going to show you something we can do just to enhance the finished look of it. So there we go. And then this piece here, you can see we've got a little bit that's broken off. We shouldn't have that on. Looks like the laser has not cut through it somehow and has cut around it. That's most odd, because it's on both sides and I can't see any evidence of it being cut through. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut that off with a knife and then file it back like any other nub. But yeah, that shouldn't be there. So we sand that flat. And the same with the top. Okay, so we're now ready to fit these parts. So once again, we're going to use some CA, and I'm going to put the glue into the mounting point on the assembly. And then we can place that in place. I'm going to need some tweezers, I think. There we go. We'll just hold that in place for a second while the glue bonds. Then we're going to look at doing the roof, and when you look at the instructions, it's showing you that you put this first piece on like so, and then these edge pieces go in here like that. Now that's perfectly fine to do it that way, but what you're gonna get, and you can see it much more clearly on the next instruction on next week's part of the build. You can see you get this little triangular gap between the parts, yeah? And this overhangs. So what we can do is we can put a little chamfer on this here, so that we can butt that tight up to that, get rid of the gap. We'll still have an overhang, we'll have just reduced it a little bit, but it won't be noticeable, and that'll give us a nice smoother look. So that's what we're going to do. So if you don't want to do what I'm about to do, just follow the instructions and glue this into place first, which is what we'll be doing anyway, and then glue these on top. Or you can follow what I'm going to show you and chamfer, and that'll just give you a slightly better look. So once you're happy that you've got a nice straight edge, and I definitely have, it's nice and flat, you can't feel the nub at all, or the nib, whatever works for you in terms of terminology, we can glue that into place. Now, when you test fit it, you'll find that there's no overhang forward or backwards or over the edge. So it's really important that you get this located perfectly. If you put it on crooked, it's going to push out your roof edges on either side, and then you're going to have to be either trying to remove the part, which will be difficult, especially if you're using CA, or you're going to have to be modifying the other parts to straighten it up and make it look right, and you will tell. When you look at it, you'll be able to tell. So it's really, really important that we get this bang on. And there we go. When you're happy that you've got it perfectly on, press it down, let the glue bite for a minute. So that's our roof on. So what we want to do next is add these, and like I said before, if you're gluing this on, just put glue on the top of the bulkheads like you saw me do, and you can push this into place. Now this one does have a bit of an overhang forward and aft, and what I'd say is try and make sure that your overhang is about even. I don't have much of an overhang at the side, which is what is being shown on the instructions. But what we're going to do is we're going to very, very gently, we can do it with a sanding stick, or we can do it with a file, whichever is your choice. We're just going to put a chamfer on it, and to do that, just have your I'm trying to exaggerate it so you can see, have your part on a slight angle to the abrasive that you're using, and you're just putting a chamfer on it. You're just rubbing it up and down, so you're changing the angle of this edge from being perfectly square to having this chamfer on it. And it doesn't need much, but it does need to be the same all the way down. So that is a very, very small chamfer, and you saw that it was just literally up and down with the file 3 times. And when we put that on, you want the, if you imagine, let's try and show you clearly, it's a bit difficult sometimes. What we've done is we've taken that 90-degree edge of the part and we've put a chamfer on it, and what you want is the top edge of the chamfer, the widest part, to be at the top, being the top surface of your roof. So let's just have a look, because I put that down. Right, that's my chamfered edge, and that's my top edge. So the top of the top, and you can see we've got a really nice tight join there now. We don't have any issues with having a little gap. Yeah, that's lovely. So we can glue that on now. Now just be careful of your acetate. You don't want to get any glue on your acetate, particularly CA, because it will fog it. which means it goes all milky and foggy looking and you can't actually see through it. Make sure your overhangs are about equal, and there you go. Push it nice and tight together. Lovely. Okay, and I'll do the same on the other side and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so that's our roof glued on as per the instructions, and our bulkhead glued on. And what I want to do, just as a final touch on this roof, is take this is a 600 grit or some fine sandpaper and just blend the roof in. So we don't want to lose the shape, but we don't want the top edges of these sticking up any higher than the top edge of this roof here. So just going over it like that makes it nice and smooth, ready for painting as well, and just makes that look really nice and like it's all part of one roof rather than separate pieces, which I think always looks better. There we go. So that's nice and smooth now, and we are ready to paint it. So let's do that. Just be careful when you're painting it that you don't forget to do the edges and that you don't get any paint on your glazing. And it's a good opportunity to just do any touch up, anything you might have missed on a previous painting session. And just as before, let it dry and then you can go around and give it a second coat. So it's really important that you use the same paint system and the same number of coats so that everything looks uniform. So that completes figure 10 and therefore episode 11 of our Endeavour build, and our little cabin is starting to look pretty cool now, I think. So we can actually plop him into place, ready for the next episode. So in the next episode, we'll be tackling figure 11, which completes the assembly of the deck house. We've got another bit of roof to go on. I guess that's would have been a sliding bit on the actual yacht, and you'd been able to slide it back and have open air, and a couple of skylights which go in the back end there. So more of the same in the next one, but it'll be nice to complete this and then we can move on. So I hope you can join me next time. Thank you very, very much for following the build. If you're enjoying the build, you can hit super thanks, and 60% of that will come to me, 40% goes to YouTube, or you can hit the PayPal link that I'll put underneath the video, in which case the channel will get 100% of what you want to donate. Any money donated goes to the channel to allow me to buy and build and review more kits. So thank you very much for watching. You enjoy your modelling, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now. Hi, and thanks for watching. You can support the channel by hitting the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you don't miss any content that I put out. Model Kit Stuff is a self-funded channel, and I don't do membership or Patreon or buy me a coffee. So if you'd like to further donate to the channel and ensure the cameras keep rolling and the content keeps coming, then you can consider making a donation through my PayPal. You'll find a link to that in the text below. You enjoy your modelling, and I'll see you soon.